Hello and welcome to Nintendo Podcast System, episode 58 with myself, Matthew Gibson. Joining me as always, we've got Jack Gorn, and in addition, joining us as a special guest is good friend of the show and video game music aficionado, Rich Stokesy.
Hey folks.
Hey everyone,
Right, so,
how we doing?
We're all doing good.
Not bad, mate. Not too bad here.
So of course, Richard, we finally managed to get you on the show.
Yeah,
After a fairly long time.
It's taken a while.
It's been too long.
Yeah, just things conspiring against us, I think. But yeah, good to be on here at last.
Finally we have you. Hey, after so many years of trying to get Rich on a podcast. Yes.
So, just for listeners that may not know who you are, would you like to tell us a bit about yourself and what you do?
And what I do, right? Okay. Well, first off, I've been sort of a Nintendo fan for as long as I can remember, really. So I've been sort of playing right back to NES days, which is about 20 years now, I think, or 20. Actually, no, more than
33
that.
years.
Probably nearer.
33 years.
33 years. So if you knock a few years off that, so say probably around about 25 years, I reckon. Probably more than that, maybe.
Cool.
But no, and so yeah, as well as sort of been a bit of a Nintendo fan for that long, I also run one of the Nintendo Players groups as well. So I run the group in Portsmouth. And yeah, gotta give a shout out to Nintendo Players, haven't we?
Yeah, we do.
But and another thing I do as well is I also I have a Twitter account called We Love Game Music, and it's basically me and a friend waxing lyrical about music made for video games. So we share new soundtracks. We talk about we share sort of articles in like mainstream specialist media. We get involved in podcasts. We try to we go to a lot of live events as well, so concerts and trade events. And yeah, that's a good laugh.
So what kind of concerts have you been to recently, Rich? If there's any specifically you can think of?
Just trying to think off the top of my sort of Nintendo-based ones. The last one was probably when the Zelda Symphony tour came back to London end of last year. Only thing I think of other than that is we've got Video Games Live coming up a week on Monday as well. That's coming back to the UK for
excellent
first time in about 2.5 years. So basically, for those who don't know what Video Games Live is, it is essentially a worldwide concert tour of music made for video games. So basically, if you think your favourite themes from Mario, Zelda, Pokemon, Kirby, even Ace Attorney and Castlevania, a few other games as well, just imagine all of those big themes being played with a full orchestra, choir, backing bands, guest conductors, the whole shebang.
It sounds amazing.
It is amazing.
You've offered tickets a few times for me, and I've always been like, I'm tempted. And it's always like a weekend. Yeah. I've already got things planned and stuff. But yeah, one day, I promise you, Rich, we will go together.
Yeah, sod's law, mate. I mean, the next one, as I say, is actually a week on Monday. So looking forward to seeing that come back.
Excellent.
Nice.
That's about it recently. So yeah.
And Rich has been very helpful very recently, helping with Southampton Game Fest, amongst other events that we've run before. So he is literally one of the most helpful people I've known recently. He's like, whenever there's a Nintendo event somewhere, and Rich is normally nearby. So
I'll do what I can, mate. I'll do what I can.
Cool. Righto. So as for the content of this episode, we've decided to go a bit lighter on the news this time, although by our standards that will probably still be an hour section.
Matthew.
Yeah, well, okay. Let's just calm our stuff.
Let's calm down. Let's not rip into each other already. You know?
But mainly because we've got a lot to talk about in our What Have You Been Playing section. It has been over a month since the last episode, after all. Before we move on, Rich, what was our intro music for this episode?
The intro music was the opening theme from the first Mario Party game on the Nintendo 64.
Excellent choice.
Seemed appropriate to have that because of the brand new game in the series, Super Mario Party, came out last weekend, or was it weekend before? I can't remember now. But yeah, it just felt appropriate because the series now is in its 20th year, I think. So
it probably is actually.
Yeah, I think I got the first one around about 98, 99, so must be around about that. But yeah, it just seemed appropriate to start off with that, really.
All right.
Excellent.
So with that, let's head into our next section. So this is the news section of the podcast now. As I mentioned, we don't have too many news sections here. But we do have a bit of Pokemon news. First up, we've got new info on Pokemon Let's Go, which is only less than a month away. I think by the time this podcast is out, there's like about 4 weeks. Just under 4 weeks.
It's less than 4 weeks. I think it was 4 weeks yesterday, I think. So
4 weeks tomorrow. Well, we're recording this on the Thursday, the 18th of October. So it'll be 4 weeks tomorrow.
Yes, it will, because it was Friday release, isn't it? Yeah, you're right, yeah.
Nice.
So they announced... Okay, so they showed a new trailer, and it announced a new mechanic called Master Trainers. So basically, you've always set out the quest to be Pokemon Master, and I believe that's still the course this time. But in this new trailer, you see there are other trainers that specialize in one single Pokemon, and one single Pokemon only. So for example, there's like a Charizard Master, or a Venusaur Master, or what have you. So you're able to face these challenges head on, but it's only a one-on-one Pokemon battle.
Okay.
It's a one-on-one Ditto Pokemon battle, so you both have to use Venusaur if the Master Trainer's a Venusaur trainer, basically.
Okay.
So if the Master Trainer's like specializes in Pinsir, you also have to use a Pinsir.
Yeah.
And they use like unexpected moves and everything.
So it gives you pretty much like level playing field then.
Yeah. So it's not like you can't go into like a Charizard battle and like bring a Blastoise with you. You have to use a Charizard as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's an interesting mechanic.
I'm actually kind of liking this. I'm really enjoying this idea, to be honest. I'm not sure if I could bear with it too long, but I think there hasn't really been a challenge like this in the mainline Pokemon games, I feel.
This is a post-game feature, though, isn't it?
Is it?
You've got to finish the game. As far as I was aware, you have to finish the game to be able to unlock it. I might be wrong with that, so just don't quote me. But I'm pretty sure I saw that somewhere that you've got to unlock it after completing the main game.
Interesting. I suppose it gives people something to work towards. So.
And the actual battles themselves, you can't use items.
Yeah, you can't use items.
So this is going to be quite difficult against. So no potions, no like, holding items isn't even a thing in Let's Go anyway. So it's going to be a very strange, different thing. Sorry, Max. Sorry.
No, sorry. I was going to say. So it literally sounds like it's pitting your skills as a trainer of that Pokemon against someone else's. So.
It's really good. I think if it is post game, in a way, I kind of hope it is. So I think people are really worried about our post game like this is gonna be.
Yeah. The best bit of the trailer though is the obvious biggest battle of the whole game is the Metapod.
The Metapod. I saw that. That is like such an
Literally,
obvious.
Metapod versus Metapod, Master Trainers. Yes, absolutely.
So
game
good.
on.
That's pretty much it, really. Any general thoughts on Let's Go, Rich?
Again, I don't know. I've been sort of dipping in and out of the Pokemon games over the years. So Let's Go, I can see its appeal on sort of the target market's going for, but it's not for me. It's not an immediate buy. It's one I'll probably look at getting it sort of maybe towards Christmas, but it's not one I've pre-ordered. So it's going to go slightly on the back burner for a little bit.
I think I'm getting it.
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of it, like what it's doing to bring new people into the series. But for me, from the mechanics that they're going by initially, I've sort of been through all that before with Yellow and with Gold the first time around. So I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sort of I know, I like the idea of it, but I'm not still fussed about getting it straight away. It's one I'll probably come back to in a few weeks' time, maybe, when I've actually got some
makes
cash
sense.
Well, I'm gonna wait until Christmas to play this one. Really.
Yeah,
It's definitely it does look like a good Christmas game. Actually, to be fair, like just that couple week period or whatever to chill out.
It looks like one you can quite easily just sort of pick up and play rather than something you have to dedicate some time to. So
but I do have like 45 other Switch games to play now, so
yeah,
it's got a bit extreme.
Right.
Yeah, I think my backlog keeps growing as well, so I need to sort that pronto.
Oh god. So there's some more Pokemon news as well, Matt, from what I'm seeing.
You're the Pokemon Go master here, so I feel
I
like it's only right that you should talk about this.
If you say so.
Wow, Rich is going to try and like challenge me on that, by the sounds of it. Wow. So Sinnoh Pokemon from Gen 4 are now available in Pokemon Go. Well, they're starting to be available in Pokemon Go. Mainly the starters and a few of the really early stage Pokemon are in the game, like Bidoof, obviously, the god tier of Pokemon.
God tier Bidoof.
He is in the game, and we all must praise him. He is God. But yeah, so far it's been pretty fun the way they've only released, I think it's about 15 to 20 so far.
Yeah, I think from what I've seen, I think they're doing them in waves again, sort of like they did with the Hoenn Pokemon.
But
so
Gen 4's...
I think it's probably a better way of doing it than just releasing all of them in one go, because it means it keeps people interested. So because if you release them all in one lot, then once people have got most of them, they'll start to probably start to get a little bit bored of it. So
Gen 4 is a bit of a strange one though, because lots of them are just evolved Pokemon of previous generations already, and the evolve mechanic hasn't been added yet to evolve these other Pokemon. Main ones I can think of on top of my head is like Electabuzz and Magmar can evolve using certain extra items. So it's interesting whether they'll add those items into the game as well as all the ones you all can already collect, because that just means your item box gets even more full playing Pokemon Go.
Yeah, than it is already.
It is already. So there is talks of them already increasing the items you can hold. Whether you have to pay more to unlock this feature or not is going to be the main problem, I think. But there seems to be some other like extra raid battles that have been added, and Lucario and Riolu, is that correct? His previous
Riolu, yeah.
Are available in eggs as well, from what I've seen. So that's going to be quite interesting to see if we can get those eggs in time before they all release even more of them. But yeah, so there's lots of good features still to come. There's been a big update for stat changes as well on Pokemon Go. The main big one is like in gyms, it was usually the Pokemon you put in there, it's done on how much HP they had. So for instance, Blissey, one of the highest HP in the game, you put them into a gym and it would double its HP up to be the full attack bar. And now they've changed it so defense is the higher stat to have. So they more go for more defense-based Pokemon going forward rather than high HP Pokemon. So because of that, lots of people changing their Pokemon and upgrading different Pokemon at the same time. So keep an eye out on that if you're into Pokemon Go, because the gym changes and the raid battle changes will be very different going forward. So there we go. But yeah, overall pretty good. Quite happy. Something else extra to play Pokemon Go and still walk around with it. So I'm not complaining.
I am interested again because Sinnoh is my region. I guess it was my first region. So of course I have a lot of nostalgia for Sinnoh over like Hoenn and Johto, to be honest.
Yeah. See, for me, it was the generation where I played 1 and 2 all the way through, and I sort of half played Gen 3 with my stepbrothers and stuff. Gen 4 we didn't even know or anything, so I never even had that. So yeah, it's been a weird one for me.
Yeah, I think I'm around the same sort of level. I was sort of pretty much into it from Kanto and Johto, But when I got around to playing Ruby Sapphire, I started to lose a little bit of interest in it, really. And Diamond Pearl, I didn't even touch on hardly. I think the next time I went back to the series properly was for X and Y.
I think the only thing that sort of I know of Diamond and Pearl sort of sections is from Smash Bros. So
yeah,
the rotating level had the
legendaries
on it.
I don't know. I think I just probably got a bit bored 'cause between Gold and Silver and Ruby Sapphire, they didn't really change an awful lot in terms of the mechanics, even though they graphically updated them. It was still near enough the same as the previous two games in terms of how you battle and how you find wild Pokemon, how you trade, etc. It was just getting a bit samey. So
that's fair.
Fair enough. Cool. So,
I guess that's it for that news piece.
Yeah, I think so. I think we covered enough on Pokemon Go, really, because there's not much else I can really talk about. I'm still trying to get to level 40, but I'm at like 37 at the moment, so not far
very
off.
Close.
Mate,
Close.
I'm not even at level 30 yet. I think I'm around 28 or something.
How are you doing? I don't know if you've seen the friend feature on there, Matt. I know you've sort of been in and out of Pokemon Go.
I haven't. I've been out for like almost a year. Well, over a year at least.
Yeah. I like the friend features on there now, though. The fact that you can like send gifts to each other and receive items out of it, especially for people who are like not necessarily as close to like Pokestops as people in cities and towns. At least you've got an option of getting items delivered to you, kind of thing, from you if you've got lots of friends on your list and stuff. So I do like that feature, and the fact that every time you open a present, you level up with that friend, get experience points with that friend, and you can battle with them and get extra like items and extra fighting abilities in raids and battles. I do like the features that they're bringing in.
Yeah,
and I hope they sort of enhance it.
Yeah, and so the more you trade with those friends, the better items you'll get from them further on down the line.
Yeah, and then you got the random chance of getting a lucky Pokemon, which means you can boost them up to a higher CP, I believe, and you can also use it for less. It costs less Stardust to use. So there's lots of good features that keep adding, and I heard there's lots more good features to come, but it's all gone very dark all of a sudden about when they're going to release it. So hopefully we'll see in the next couple of weeks for more.
Yeah, maybe they just want to concentrate on the Sinnoh stuff for now, and then come back to those bits later on. I mean, the trading side of things I've not actually used much of yet, if at all. So
you've got to be in like the local vicinity of people to do it. I think that's the
pretty much.
Sort of negativity around it, but it's still an added feature which they never thought they would be able to get into the game. So it's nice that they've actually managed to do it. So.
Yeah.
Cool. Shall we move on, Matthew?
Yeah, I guess so. So we haven't done one for one of these episodes. Well, I'm having my words.
We haven't done an episode.
Yeah, that's what I meant. We haven't done an episode for a very long time, but of course, very soon after our last episode was recorded, there was the Nintendo Direct, the very eagerly awaited September Direct, finally launched.
Yeah.
To quite well spread acclaim. I think everyone seemed to be very keen on it.
There's some fairly positive aspects to it.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Seemed to have something there that sort of catered for pretty much everyone, I think. So yeah, I thought it was a pretty good one.
I did a YouTube video myself, just going over my thoughts of the Direct as a whole, because I didn't have any other better way to spend 55 minutes of my time. So yeah, so hopefully I won't be going too deep into this, but I wanted your guys' impressions, like any games that stuck out to you, or anything like that.
Yeah, I certainly liked the fact that we got Luigi's Mansion 1 back, got the game, and we got Luigi's Mansion 3 coming to the Switch.
Oh yes.
So
I loved how they started off.
The series
that.
continues.
Yeah, I mean that. To be honest, that hearing there was going to be a new Luigi's Mansion made, that was my personal favourite part of the whole Direct. So I was happy inside of 30 seconds. Yeah. So, but no, I mean the original Luigi's Mansion on the GameCube, I bought that. I I didn't get a GameCube on launch day, but I got it soon after, and Luigi's Adventure was the first game I picked up, and yeah, it's just a great game, and to see it getting another outing, and to see the original one coming to 3DS as of next Friday, is I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, that might be one I have to pick up. Definitely.
Yeah, if anything, I'm probably looking forward to that a little bit more than Smash Brothers.
How dare you?
Yeah, unpopular opinion right there.
That's cool. We'll just...
but yeah, it looks great so far from what I've seen of it, and I don't know if it's just nostalgia for the whole GameCube games being on the 3DS as well. That might be some part of it, but it just looks amazing, and I can't wait to play the original again. But
definitely.
The only problem with that game is just it's far too short for what it was.
Yeah, it's not an overly long game, but then I suppose being the first, well, pretty much relaunch game for the GameCube, maybe they didn't want to make a huge game to start off with. Maybe just wanted something to test the waters with fans before going into something bigger. Maybe.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Undertale was in this direct as well, wasn't it? If I remember.
I think so. I think it got briefly mentioned.
It got the announcement of the extra parts to it, I think, in this as well. Like there was a trailer, I think maybe a couple of days before, but I think there was a mention in here as well. Basically, Undertale's got an extra boss in the Switch version, which uses the Joy-Cons as a battle mechanic. Yeah, it's very interesting actually the way they've done it. But you've got to move the controllers in a certain way to dodge attacks, like you're dancing kind of thing. It's very strange. But it's something extra for players to pick up that game, which I highly recommend everyone picks it up because it's amazing. But it was a good announcement, and good to see.
We knew you'd bring up Undertale sometime tonight.
It was going to happen, mate.
That was a dead certainty.
Yeah, I got Mickey to draw me a nice picture of a pirate Goomba in like a black and white Undertale art style.
Nice.
And it's now on my Twitter page, and it's amazing. Honestly, it is such good work. Thank you, Mickey. Falco Mickey on Twitter. I will link description. There's links on my Twitter page. Have a look on there. But it was going to get mentioned. So cool. Any other games in Direct that you enjoyed in there, Matthew or Rich?
Well, apart from Smash and Animal Crossing, which we'll get into a bit, I'm just having a look-see here. With the Mario Brothers U Deluxe.
Yes.
The only thing good that's came out of that was the Bowsette and Boozette stuff. That's all I'm saying on it. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, you don't need to say any more about that.
The internet said too much about that.
Katamari Damacy reroll. I'm interested in that. I'm really looking forward to that actually. I've been meaning to get into that series for a long time.
Yes, that's one I've sort of been and ahhing about as well. I've never quite. It's piqued, got my interest a little bit, but not really enough for me to have gone out and actually bought it. Whereas now we've got a Switch. Essentially, it is basically a remaster of the original version of the original Katamari Damacy. So I'm looking forward to probably picking that up at some point as well.
Splatoon,
yes. I was really excited about this. I was watching the trailer when it was first airing, and I was thinking this was pretty much just an anime opening. It was totally an anime opening. No, because they even had the sponsors after the main thing.
Yeah.
That's how in detail it was, but it was just to advertise new stuff. I need to get back into Splatoon 2.
So version 4 of Splatoon is now out, and they've got loads of new items and new grenades and things as well to use.
Yeah, so you got
extra weapons.
Nice.
I think it's like a Vizzy Bomb. So you shake it up and then you throw it.
It's basically Frieza from Dragon Ball's big giant ball, and you throw it down the ground. It is anime. It's completely anime.
That's the Booyah Bomb.
Oh, Booyah Bomb.
So
Sorry, my bad.
So basically, it's that big attack from Dragon Ball Z, but it powers up when the whole team booyahs.
Frieza Bomb.
Yeah. So like, if the whole team is BR, if they all do BRing, then it powers up immensely. I just love
So we've
that.
not seen anything of that update yet. Not played Splatoon
Not yet
recently?
because of Nintendo Switch Online, which is a
Oh god.
thing. Um,
Do we have to mention this?
nah, like it's pretty much everyone. Everyone said everything
Well,
for me
let's
already.
have a because it was announced in direct as well, wasn't it? About the details, I
Okay.
think.
About
So
the only thing I've liked about this online thing is that how they did that presentation in terms of the animations, because it was like the Nintendo Switch parental guide from last year.
yeah, like the
Yeah,
Bowser and Baby Bowser,
but
Bowser Jr.
That one.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like, as long as I'm gonna be able to get a stable connection during games, then I'm fine paying for the online service. You
Hmm.
know, because like, I don't know. I
It's
don't.
not a lot of money
It's
when you
not.
think about it.
Compared to the similar online services that the other consoles
Yeah.
offer, it's probably in monetary terms, it's not a bad deal. But yeah,
Yeah.
I can see why people are a bit skeptical about it at the moment, because a lot of the features you get from it you've either had before on the Wii or Wii U Virtual Console, or some of the being able to go online on certain games. People, it's like, well,
You've
we've
been able to
had
do
it for
that for a
free for
year
a
and a
long time.
half. So it's just
Yeah,
kind
it's
of a
like we've
kick
had
in
it
the
for free for a
balls to
year
be
and a
like,
half. So why
oh,
are we now paying for it? It just
It's annoying. It is annoying the
I,
way they've done it. I agree.
yeah,
Absolutely.
I think it'll be worth its money later on down the
I
line,
think
once
so,
they've
yeah.
added more features, more NES games, etc.
Once they've worked out what features they want on this online service, I think that's half the problem. Is that they
Exactly.
released it and haven't put anything on it.
Yeah,
They don't want like,
The mobile app is awful. No one uses it.
no,
Just stop promoting it because no one's using it.
yeah, I haven't even got it downloaded. So
I had it
Same.
downloaded and it's like auto archives on my phone, and I've not re-downloaded it since because I stopped playing Splatoon. I've not played Splatoon for ages, so that was the only game that I had any interest on there, because of the fact you could buy items on there. But after you've got so many things, well, you spent all your coins, there's no reason to have it. So
yeah, no, I've played Splatoon for a while either. So
However,
yeah, just
I will say the NES games are great. It's great to play
Yeah.
those on the go whenever you want with friends or whatever. The online's not so great, doesn't work very well, but even so, it is nice that they've added so many games, and these seem to be slowly adding more and more as the weeks go on.
yeah.
Has
When
anyone-
I've noticed with mine, when I've tried to use mine outside of home, it every single time it asked me to connect to the internet before it would let me play any of them. And I'm sure I saw somewhere that you could get access to certain NES games offline for, is it like a
Yes.
week or something? I'm not
Well,
quite
I managed to play at work with my Switch. I'm playing those games and didn't have a problem. I played the golf game on those.
Yeah.
The ones that recently got added.
Well, I mean,
Had no problem playing that
at the
one.
Game Fest, we were playing Dr. Mario, and we had no
course we
problem
were,
there
yeah.
either.
Yeah.
But I've tried to play games of that again since I've got home with the sort of the internet cable is turned off, and it just won't pick up anything anymore.
I've
So
had some weird things with the Switch when I've been in offline areas. I think the one main game I definitely know has problems is Sonic Mania, when you play
Yeah.
Time Trial.
yeah,
Time Trial automatically wants to connect to the internet to upload its score every time.
Mm.
So it keeps asking you to connect, but I think you can cancel out of it, and it basically gives it a couple of seconds to rethink what it's doing, and then it will let you play the game. So I don't know if NES has the same sort of feature where you can just sort of just cancel out of it, wait a few seconds for it to reload, and then it'll be fine.
yeah,
But
possibly.
that might be it. But even so, it is a really annoying thing, the fact that when you are in offline areas, it still tries to connect to the internet, even though you can't connect to the internet. So
Yeah,
maybe
I
there's
needed-
some sort of offline only mode they need for the Switch itself. I don't know.
Yeah, as for me, or if there is something like that for this, it's not obvious. It's not easy to pick,
Yeah.
not easy to decipher it. So
Yeah, I agree, definitely.
yeah, and the only other
Um,
bit of the Nintendo Switch Online that was mentioned direct, which I was a little bit annoyed about, was the fact that they're going to not so much that it's happened itself, but these NES style controllers that NES style Joy-Cons that they're going to bring out.
Yeah.
It's the fact that you can only played them with the NES games online. It's like for me, it seems for was it were they about £55 or something?
Something like that.
Just seems an awful lot of money for what is essentially a glorified NES pad.
I mean, for two controllers, it's not too bad. But at the same time,
it's all right, but I would have thought they would have maybe put in something on the pads so these controllers could be used for other games as well. But just having the pads that they can only be used on these NES games.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think the thing with it though.
I mean, much as I would love to have a pair of them, I just right now I just can't justify the cost of them.
It really depends how the directional pad is on that, whether I'd buy it or not. Because having the stick for NES games is really strange. Like, because you're so used to playing it on the directional pad.
Yeah, I've noticed that on a few games, especially on when trying to play like Mario 1 and Mario 3. If you're using the stick, it can be quite sensitive as well. I've noticed.
Yeah, definitely.
So, but I'm sure
if you want that real nostalgia feel, I think I can understand why people would want to go and buy it.
Yeah, if you, as I say, you want it that way, you'd want to use a D-pad really. So
that's available exclusively only to people who buy into the online as well, isn't it?
I think so.
So it's an interesting membership idea, but like you've got to pay £20 straight away for a year to be able to buy these controllers for £55. So there's not really much incentive there, is there? Really?
No, not really. I mean, I actually for my
other than spending more money.
Yeah, I mean, for my subscription, I actually got a bit lucky that I found. Literally, I found the day before the offer ended that CD Keys were doing an offer for 10% off the online membership.
Oh, God damn it! I didn't see this.
So, yeah, I think I linked it to you guys as soon as I found it, but it was in like its last days.
I think I'd already bought it. So
I think I got it for about £1.
CD Keys is really good though for memberships and stuff. I bought the Xbox year on CD Keys, but you get the extra 3 months on top.
Yeah, I think I got the I think when I got my year subscription for the PS4 one, I got that at about 25% off. So that was pretty good, decent. Well, so I mean, one thing they did mention on the direct, which was I think was quite a nice addition, is the guys at Asmodee Digital bringing making some of the board you call geeky board games available on Switch as well. So things like Carcassonne and Catan and eventually Munchkin as well. Now I love Munchkin. That board game is blooming brilliant.
I've only played it once and I didn't understand anything I was doing, but it was fun.
I don't know. It's in a way it feels like a little bit like sort of Dungeons and Dragons. So you start off with your little guy who you can have him as you can have a class for him. You can have a race as well, and each class and race will have different pros and cons against certain items or there's certain abilities that they can do. Say, I think for one of the classes, it's like if you sell items worth like 1,000 gold or something, you can immediately go up to the next level without having to fight the monster, which is pretty cool. But yeah, no, it's a nice little. It takes a little while to get used to the basics of it, but yeah, it's a damn good game once you get started.
Excellent. Sounds good.
Yeah, I'm quite looking forward to seeing that on Switch. No, that's it for me, I think.
Right.
Matt, was there anything else that you saw that you'd like to speak about?
I'm just kind of happy we finally saw more about the Yoshi game because we haven't seen that for a year and a good bit.
Yeah.
Like nothing. So I'm glad it's got an official title and everything. It looks quite fun, actually.
I'm wondering whether they might put some sort of connection with Nintendo Labo.
Could do.
It seems like the way they've gone via a crafted world rather than like the woolly world they did last time. It seems to fit what Nintendo Labo's offering. So I'm going to keep my close eye on that one because I'm wondering whether Nintendo might have something up their sleeve that they're keeping quiet about.
I'm just happy the game still exists,
Absolutely.
That as well.
Also, well, for me, the real meat of the direct was in the last 6 minutes, pretty much. So
Can I just give a quick shout out for City Skylines, because that is amazing that we got that on the Switch.
it's pretty nutty.
It's pretty nutty, but like City Skylines on the PC, it can get quite like intense, like in terms of like graphical ability when you start building a massive town. So if anyone has actually picked up City Skylines, I want to know how it runs after you've like finished building a massive town, whether it actually just starts clunking down or graphically just struggles. Because I'm really tempted to pick it up, but if it's a bad port, I don't really want to do it for £35. So it's interesting. But sorry, Matthew, would you like to continue and where you were going?
Yeah, I was just saying the real meat was in the last 6 minutes. So it starts off about Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered. It's
Yes.
like, okay,
Big shout. Yes.
we already knew about this, but like, that was from the Sony Tokyo Game Show thing. That's cool. Next bit, they talk about Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition. It's not the real edition, and we knew about this a week beforehand, but still, nice
Yeah,
shout
so
out.
It's got price as well.
I say it's a mobile game, isn't it? Really, but
Yeah.
But still,
But it
nice
was
to
a good
have.
price for what it was, and it is basically the whole game of Final Fantasy 15, even if it is the smaller version. So it was like, oh, that's quite pretty good. So we're actually getting a Final Fantasy game on the console, which is a new game. Then there was a bigger announcement.
Yeah, and then it goes into World of Final Fantasy Maxima. So okay, that's a surprise.
Yeah.
Didn't know this. Then
Like,
it
flipping heck,
goes
another Final Fantasy game.
then it goes really niche. It goes Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon. Everybody,
It's like, wow,
like-
mystery dungeon game like Pokemon, but Chocobos, hell yeah.
like actually, like Mystery Dungeon is not originally from a Pokemon. It's from this.
Yeah, I
other-
know,
Yeah, okay.
but that's
Just
what I know
making-
from.
making that clear. And then they're like, okay, but wait, there's more. And they go and
There's
announce
more?
like Final Fantasy 12, the Zodiac Age. It's like Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
I, was
Final
like, I didn't
and then-
like that game as much, but yeah, that's pretty fun for some people.
And it all
yeah.
quiets down, and it just shows like that scene of Eri from Final Fantasy 7, and like Final
Yes.
Fantasy 7, 9, 10, and 10-2.
Oh,
Fuck it,
it's
we're
so
bringing
good.
them all to Switch, and it's like bloody hell.
All of them, unless you like 8. Sorry.
All of the good ones, it seems, are coming to Switch.
Oh,
But I'm
gotta
just like,
get some hate for that.
I'm just repeating what like other people have said. I don't know shit about it.
I mean the version of Final Fantasy VII that's coming, is that like so basically the original PlayStation version of the game
It's
coming,
the original
or
version.
Question, actually, Rich. This
Yeah.
is very
yeah? No, because I think I heard
multiple versions of that
something
game.
somewhere suggested it was like a not a sort of like a watered down version, but I don't know whether that's.
I don't know.
I'm guessing that's just his. I know it's going to be nothing like the one they're remaking for.
Yeah.
As far
Oh
as
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
aware,
yeah. It's definitely not a remaking one.
No, but
as I'm aware, they're just straight ports of the PC ports.
hmm.
And if that's so, that's not a problem because the PC ports did have they increased the graphics slightly and it ran a bit smoother, things like that. And if it is that version of it, I'll be very happy.
Yeah.
Hey, but
So, especially for 7 anyway. But I don't know about the others. That's the problem. I couldn't tell you about the others.
Yeah, I mean that the only Final Fantasy game I've ever actually played is Crystal Chronicles on the Cube. So I was quite happy to see that come over to Switch as well. But the fact that I've now
I
got
see you play 7 now. Oh my
yeah,
God.
so the fact that I've now got an opportunity to play 7 and 10 on a Nintendo console, because I've heard so many good things
I've never
about 10
played
as
10.
well. It's
Yeah, I've
like
never played.
yeah, I don't know. I've from what friends have said, I've heard some really good things about that. So so as soon as I heard that announced, I thought I'm definitely keeping my eye on that one as well.
Matthew, what are your thoughts on it? Have you played any of those games
no,
before?
that's why I'm really excited because I really wanted to play Final Fantasy 7 for a long time because that's often heralded as
man.
like a very, very top quality game.
It's definitely one of my favourite RPGs. Absolutely, it is story based. It's really an amazing game. It graphically it's not as good as it used to be.
But I'm fine with
The
that.
actual story itself, the story itself is an excellent game.
Yeah.
But maybe a bit too long-winded near the end. But it's so much more interesting parts to it that it keeps you going, kind of thing. I mean, I guess that's like about Final Fantasy, the whole series altogether. Though there they're heavily on story more than anything now. But the game mechanics they change every game, so they're not always the same. Like you'll choose one character, strike the other person. They've always got a slightly different mechanics around them and how they play. Which, to be fair to them, to keep that series fresh for so long, they've done really a real good job in there. But I'm looking forward to picking most of these up on the Switch, even though I already own most of them on PC already. So playing Final Fantasy VII on the go is fantastic to me. So
and then, of course, I show Isabelle and Smash. The biggest debate. People getting a lot of anger that Isabelle and Smash, but no Animal Crossing for Switch. And then Tom Nook shows up, giving a little speech, and then bam, Animal Crossing 2019.
This year just got amazing after that direct.
Oh yeah.
Just like,
I think
there's so many people were happy about Animal Crossing. Like, I think they're more happy about Animal Crossing than Smash. I'm just like, it's crazy.
I think thanks to that direct, I think it's definitely solidified 2019 as a very good year.
Yeah,
possibly on the same level as 2017.
Metroid's possibly coming in as well.
Because, so what's it? So this year, admittedly hasn't been as great as 2017. You got Smash, sure, but that's really been the only hype release, I feel. Like you've had other releases like Mario
for
Party.
Nintendo, yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
There's
you had Mario Party and stuff, but like you haven't really had any truly hype.
There's been a lot
probably
of
Octopath Traveler. Octopath Traveler is probably the other one. But next year you're getting a new mainline Pokemon game, which will very likely be Gen 8. Like there's no way it's not going to be Gen 8, I think. You've got very likely Smash DLC coming throughout 2019.
Yoshi at the start of the year.
Yoshi, well, I think Yoshi's spring, so I can see that being a March game.
I thought it was January.
No, the Mario U Deluxe.
Of course it is. Yes, you're right.
Yeah, I think that comes out quite early next year. We haven't got an actual date for Yoshi yet, have we?
We've only got spring. So
yeah, so
okay,
you're probably thinking you're thinking probably around about March, April time then.
That's what I'm thinking. So you got Yoshi, you got Luigi's Mansion 3, you got Animal Crossing, you got Fire Emblem. There's a chance there could be Metro Prime 4. There's a chance there could be Bayonetta 3. So we already know a lot more about 2019.
Yeah.
Than we did compared to at the same point in time in 2017 about 2018.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Crazy,
so that's very promising for next year, I feel.
Yeah, definitely. As a personally, I think probably Bayonetta 3, Metro Prime 4. I reckon if we are going to see anything from them, it's probably going to be, well, if they are going to come out in 2019, it'll be right towards the end of the year. I reckon they'll be the games that they'll put out for the holiday for the Christmas season.
Yeah,
makes sense.
Yeah, so like I guess we should wrap up the direct stuff there. I guess. Just to say that.
Happy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep on going back and forth if I preferred this over the direct back in March. Because of course March was like the one with Smash for the first time. And like I could just never forget that moment. That was just such a hype moment. There's like no other moment I feel. Maybe Cloud getting into Smash. Getting Smash 4. But seeing that trailer with the inkling with the Smash 4 in an eye. Ah, that was so good. But this direct was still very good to just like about 2019 as a whole.
Yeah, definitely.
Although I was hoping for a bit more stuff for 2018 because that's what we were promised, but alas.
I think Smash is enough though. To be honest, I think that's enough to keep us all tied over for a while.
Yeah, plus I wouldn't have the money anyway, so I'm personally fine with it. It's just like
I mean, let's be honest. The two big titles from Nintendo are Super Mario Party and Smash, basically, and Pokemon as well. So for those three, I think that's more than enough for the end of the year.
Yeah, and the fact that we've got the redone Luigi's Mansion coming as well. So
course,
I think there's enough. I think we've got enough there to keep us going through past Christmas. I reckon
it should be good. Yeah. So I guess with that ends it for the new section. So let's move on to the next section. So this is the what have you been playing section. The title speaks for itself, really. So let's start with Rich as our guest. What have you been playing?
Well, let's just before we get there, should we? We've all went to EGX, didn't we?
Yeah, we
Right.
did.
So, should we just do a big what we played at EGX before we go into our own games?
Okay.
It makes sense, doesn't it?
All right.
Yeah, yeah, sounds about right.
If you're doing that, then I'm just going to say quickly that I am doing an article about what I have played, so I try and keep my thoughts to a minimum.
Okay.
You know,
Just
fair
give us
enough.
some overview
So, like,
thoughts, shall we?
Yeah.
What did you think of EGX, Matt?
EGX was very good. What did you think of EGX, Rich?
I think it was very good.
Yeah, I mean, I was yeah, I mean, I was
Rich.
obviously one of the lucky ones. I was there. I was actually there all 4 days, so yeah, got to see a hell of a lot of stuff.
Mm.
But I mainly spent my time around the indie section. I didn't spend a huge
yeah.
amount I didn't really spend a huge amount in the Nintendo area as such. But I mean, I got to play Starlink. I got to play a more polished Switch version of Grip,
Mhm.
which is
Yes.
the
Oh,
game that
that
Wild
was very
Duck
good.
is making.
Mm.
One that's based on the roll cage games from the first PlayStation. And as I said,
Anthony was running
I
that
loved
from-
yeah, I loved those games. So I was really looking forward to giving Grip a go on the Switch, and it plays really well. Or at least it plays far better than the demo I tried at EGX Res earlier in the year. So yeah. I mean, I sort of spent most of my time when I was in Nintendo, and I spent most of it around all the indie games. Really, I don't know. I mean, much as I would like to have played Pokemon, when I've seen the queues, it was like, you know what, I
Yeah.
can wait a bit longer.
I tried to get into the
Same
queue
with
for that
Smash as
and
well.
I tried to get in the queue for that, and it was like an hour and 45 minutes minimum wait. So I was like, yeah, I can
Yeah,
play
I
this
think
when it's
I
out.
I think I spoke to a couple of the Basingstoke guys who were up there on the Saturday as well, and I think one of them was in the queue for at least 2 hours, possibly longer.
It's mental for
Just
like a 20-minute
ridiculous.
demo.
Yeah, just ridiculous.
I mean, Kingdom Hearts 3, you give that a quick shout out. I played that,
Mhm.
and I'd queued for a good hour just to play that. I think.
How long did you get to play?
Not a huge. It was about
it was a
10
good
minutes,
amount of
wasn't it? I
time.
think. Yeah, about
'Cause
10 minutes, I
there
think.
there was two like demos you could play, and each of them were a fairly long amount of time. One was based around the Hercules Titans and battling one of the bosses, and the other one was like the Toy Story world, and they had like 3 different sections to that. I think it was a good half-hour play at least on there. It was enough time to get a grip to the game.
Yeah, I think Toy Story section was the only part that I actually got to demo. I meant to go and demo the other bit later on, but just never got around to it in the end. So
the best bit I found of that game was they're not summons as such, but they use rides from Disney's actual location. So, for instance, we used there's like a swinging ship lit up it's like something you can summon and use as a battle pack.
from the was it the Pirates of the Caribbean ride?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it was something like that, and basically it was like you swung the ship round and it attacked the enemies, but you had to do like quick time events to make the ship turn around. It was very strange. And the other one,
I mean, I think
a roller coaster.
I think Toy Story one had the spinning cup rides.
Yes, spinning cups as well. Yes. Yeah.
So that was quite an interesting little attack move, because literally you were in this central cup and you had 3 more lost around. It was essentially like a so like Link would use his sword to do a spin attack. It was like a sort of continuous spin attack. It just got wider and wider and just caught more enemies.
It was just a really strange thing you just didn't expect to happen. And it was like, oh, okay, that does link to Disney directly.
Yeah, it's all like the way it played out as well. It was all quite neon, and it just didn't seem to fit with anything else. But it was a good enough attack. So,
and on the Titan level, you take over like the train roller coaster kind of thing,
right?
And you've got to fire rockets from the train to attack the Titan which you're fighting. So it was very odd.
Yeah.
But really enjoyed Kingdom Hearts. I know, Matt, you've been playing a lot of Kingdom Hearts actually now.
I'll get into that a bit, but I did manage to play Kingdom Hearts 3. I explored the Toy Story world. I swear I only got to play like 5 minutes or something. I swear. But there were
I think the Titan mode was probably a longer mode then, because as I said earlier, I'm sure
No, but I couldn't.
when I tried Toy Story, I'm sure I only got about 10 minutes, if that.
It was annoying, but I did really enjoy my time. And it looks pretty as hell. That's the thing.
Yeah,
gorgeous.
it looked great. I mean, where I come from the music side of things, Kingdom Hearts has always been well known for its music, so I was hoping to hear some of that, but even with the headphones on, there was so much noise going on around, you couldn't properly focus on it.
So which world did you play in?
I did Toy Story.
Okay.
I did Toy Story world.
In the Toy Story world, do you remember in Kingdom Hearts 1 where you were in Atlantica, the Little Mermaid world? And
Just about, yeah.
And it plays the Under the Sea theme by an instrumental version.
Under the Sea.
Yeah. So there's an instrumental version of that. In the Toy Story world, it does a similar thing. It does the instrumental version of You've Got a Friend in Me.
Nice.
So as you're like going around Andy's room, that theme is playing, and it's like, holy shit, this is so nostalgic. I'm sorry for swearing, by the way.
Yeah, no, that's fine, mate. I think from where I was demoing it, there was so much noise around, and you couldn't tell you couldn't hear anything. You can even hear some of the sound effects. Right. So, yeah. But oh well, never mind.
Should we talk about some Nintendo games? Did you play any that were there? I mean, I know I got to play Super Mario Party with a lot of our podcast friends. I met up with Justin from Nintendo Dads, with Gary from Nintendo Village, Phil as well from Nintendo Village, and Paul Lloyd as well. So we all sort of jumped onto Super Mario Party without Paul. But yeah, we played 4 players of the mini games of that. That was my first experience of Super Mario Party. The first mini game we had was the frying pan cube of meat. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, I know the one.
Yeah. So basically, you got a frying pan and you got the controller, and you got to flip the frying pan to like cook every side of the cube of meat. The first one to do it wins, kind of thing. But you can flip the meat out of your frying pan, and every time you do it, you have to restart the whole process again.
Yeah, that was a little bit annoying.
So unfortunately, I had a dodgy Joy-Con, which wasn't working properly.
Yeah, of course you did.
As what happens at EGX, of course. Kept flipping, and every time I flipped, the meat just went flying. Just couldn't play the game. So it wasn't the greatest first experience. But then, of course, as Goomba, I ended up winning a couple of the other matches and ended up finishing second overall. I think Gary won the whole thing. But yeah, that was pretty cool, pretty fun. It was nice to play some games with them guys. Did you guys manage to play Wargroove at all?
Yes.
Yes.
Very good.
What did you think? Yeah, very good.
So did you manage to get to play as well?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. I played. Yes, I did play that game. It is basically Advance Wars. It is amazing. I am 100% buying that game.
Oh yeah.
It was probably our best game at EGX. That's how good I thought it was.
Yeah, I don't think I actually got a chance to try that one out. I think I just in the end I just ran out of time.
If you like Advance Wars or Fire Emblem, I think you will love this game. That's the best I can sort of describe it with.
Well, that helps then, because I've never played Advance Wars, and I'm not shock horror, and I've never really been a huge fan of Fire Emblem either. So
me neither.
Yeah. So I might check it out at some point, but it just wasn't on my hit list.
The interesting moment we found out while we were speaking to the devs there of that is there's a take it in turns sort of mode on the multiplayer. So you turn on your Switch, you go on the multiplayer, you start up a turn, you do your turn, then it goes over to the other player. So when they log back in and play the game, they take their turn, and then it goes back to you.
It's like a tag team.
Yeah, like a tag team, or like a slow board game in a way. Or the best way to sort of describe it is like modern day post by chess. So have you ever post over via snail mail to I'll move this to this sort of thing? But it's the modern version of that basically. But it just seems like a good idea for that game. The fact you can sort of play it bit by bit and not have to worry about too much about it, kind of thing. So, and the fact that there is an actual online mode on there as well. The fact you can play normally if you wish to. It's just something that's never been featured in either Advance Wars. I don't believe in Fire Emblem either, Matt. I don't think there's ever been an online mode for that.
Not yet.
So it's something unique that isn't in those two games, which adds something of extra depth, I think.
Oh yeah,
and I think that could be a big selling point for that game. But yeah, there was lots of extra heroes you could use to command your troops, and they all had different abilities, so there's something else to sort of learn. But most of the other troops themselves are very much carbon copies of the Advance Wars setup and how they attack each other and which ones are good against ones and bad against others. But yeah, I think it's just a lot of sort of learning how to play kind of thing. I think you get that pick up pretty quickly. Played a few indies. Eagle Island is one of the big ones I'm promoting big time at the moment. I really love that game. They had it at EGX and we also had it at Southampton Game Fest as well. But it's just a game where you throw owls at people. It's like a Metroidvania sort of game, but where you have an owl buddy who is your main attack, basically.
But that was a good laugh, that one.
You throw him away at people, and you've got to try and get back to him to pick him up again to throw him again. So he's always like the attack button, but you've got to be close to him to attack. So it's one of those like risk and reward kind of ideas with it. But it's a very interesting game, and they've got multiple different ways to play it now and different challenges and things like that. So if you get a chance to check it out, I do recommend it. I think it's out very soon on Steam. When it's out on other consoles, I think I'm not sure yet. So once I know more information, I will spread that out to as many people.
Nice one.
I think it's a great game.
Cool. Just sort of thing in terms of the indies, but there were a couple of indies at the Nintendo section I got to try, which were pretty decent. One which has been doing the rounds on YouTube and on the web for a bit already is Untitled Goose Game.
I cannot play this, and I'm really bummed out.
I think Nintendo missed a trick that weekend. They had one console with it on, and that was it. And in terms of the stuff outside of Smash Brothers, Pokemon, Mario Party, it easily had the longest queues.
Yeah, it was weird. There was another console with it down in the indie section, as far as I was aware. There was another booth somewhere with it.
Yeah, I heard a rumor somewhere. I never actually managed to find it though. So, but then I've had a different way around with Beat Saber. The only version they had of it was on PlayStation or on the PSVR section. I went around to one of the PC gaming ends and actually managed to find it amongst that lot as well, just one booth. And
what did you think of the game? And when you got
I thought it was pretty damn good. I mean, I wish I got a chance to try it again at the Game Fest, but I just never had the opportunity to in the end. But no, I actually quite enjoyed it. So I mean, and when rather than having to sort of book a slot at PSVR for the booth, I only had to queue for about 10 minutes. So it's like
right, okay.
So it meant I could go on. So it meant instead of doing that one on PSVR, I could concentrate on doing another game instead, which was handy. But
it's always handy when there's other sections of things.
Yeah, exactly. But no, there's that Untitled Goose Game. It's just a silly, daft, simple, fun little game, really.
It looks fun. I don't know how long it would last as an actual game itself once you've got it, but
I think I like the way they've got it set out in terms of you try and distract the gardener's attention to get into his garden and steal his rake and muck around with his plants and turn his hoses on, what have you. If they can translate that to other levels, other settings, and it's a fairly budget-ish game, I could see that selling pretty well. But if they're going to charge like anything more than about sort of 20-25 quid for it, it's like, nah, it's not. It's a good idea. It's really simple and it's really just daft to just pick up and play, but it's not worth much more than about 20-25 quid, I don't think.
Yeah, it does make sense.
I don't think there's enough. I don't think there's just enough. There isn't enough there to warrant a bigger cost.
Cool. Did you get a chance to play the Victor Bran as well, which was right next to Grip?
No, I didn't.
No, but
No,
it's very similar.
friends-
It's very similar to Diablo in a way.
Yeah.
But it's the game that had the Motorhead DLC all
Oh
on it.
yeah, I know the one.
Um,
I did say to Anton
I
to come
played.
back and try that, but just
It's a bit of a weird one because it's free on Xbox this month on Games with Gold. So I don't understand why you'd want to buy it on Switch if you can get it for free
Yeah,
right now.
it's not exactly been out that long, has it?
I think it's been about 6 months, I think, something like that.
Okay.
So it's been a while. So
Fair enough. No, I thought it was only like a fairly recent thing. So
yeah.
oh yeah, actually that does remind me of another game I did get to play again there, which I'm going to be buying sometime soon. Is Dead Cells.
Dead Cells. This is the game that caused lots of controversy on the internet for plagiarism, isn't it? So
Yeah, it was. It did a little bit. I'll be honest. I've not really read too much into that. So I'll have to have a good read up. But I mean, I tried this game back at Rezzed originally. Actually, no, it might have even been before Rezzed, possibly. I either tried to like back end of last year or Rezzed early this year, and I thought it was great. Just a sort of, it just felt like, as you say, they sort of like a proper. I don't know if you could call it steam. No, it's not steampunk, is it? Really, it's
not really.
Yeah, just.
I know what you're trying to say, but
yeah,
I can't think what to call it either. So
yeah, I mean, I said what these plagiarism claims. I'm not really. I'll have to read up on that. So it's not something I'm too familiar with. So
you should listen to the previous episodes on Nintendo Podcast System. You do understand exactly what we're talking about.
Plug.
Just a quick one then about the retro section, Matt. Did you get a chance to go through there?
No. I just mainly.
You missed out on the greatest console Nintendo have ever released being available to play. The Virtual Boy was at the retro section.
Nice.
No.
Yeah. So naturally we've got a few of the guys to play on that, which was quite funny. But yeah, other than that, there wasn't much else there. There was ZX Spectrum, which wasn't very good. It just sort of died pretty quickly. So
yeah, it's a. I said ZX Spectrum's a British console as well.
Yeah, there was there. And the Surgeon Simulators area was very funny as well. It had a live surgery part there.
Yeah, I saw that one as well.
It was an interesting booth, but I just it was weird at the same time. So
yeah, it was just a little bit weird, but
it was basically a guy just sat on a table for most of the day. So
it's a great way to get people's attention, though, and it had people.
Yeah.
It had people. It was never sort of fairly quiet there. There was always queues of people wanting to check it out. So fair play to them.
So overall ratings of EGX itself, what would you give it if you could give it a score?
I'd probably say like 7, 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I was going to say about the same.
I
quite
enjoyed it. I quite enjoyed it more for the fact that I've had to sort of miss out the last couple of years. So this year I wanted to make the most of it and just do as much as I could, really. So actually reminds me of another game in the indie section in the Nintendo indie bit I tried out was the fifth game in the Broken Sword series.
Oh yeah, they've released that for Switch, aren't they?
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
yeah, I mean I played the sort of the original Broken Sword years ago. I mean it's going back to like the mid late 90s now.
Yeah.
And the actual developer itself, Revolution, it's not like a huge sort of AAA developer or anything. They're based in a tiny office above a load of shops in York City Centre somewhere. So it's actually quite a niche little studio. But yeah, I mean, for those who haven't heard of Broken Sword series, if you've heard of the Monkey Island games, it's very much along those lines. It's like a sort of point and click murder mystery, and sort of set in Paris this time round.
I remember playing one on PS2 very many years ago. I think I had a demo or something. But that's the only time I played.
That was the original second one, possibly, I think. But
possibly.
But no, that was an interesting point on that game, which I've found out through my music contacts, is the guy who wrote all the music for the Broken Sword games is the same guy who's written the music for the Inspector Morse TV series and all the offshoots.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah, Mr. Barrington Feelong.
Wow, what a name!
Yeah.
God,
Yeah, so there's your
This is
your
the kind of knowledge that Rich has about like musical contacts and things.
there's your bit
amazing.
of useless, there's your bit of useless information for the day.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
yeah, so that was and he's also he hasn't written the music for all the games, but he wrote it for the first two, and same bloke's come back and written for the latest one as well. So
That's awesome.
so yeah.
Man.
Oh damn.
So I think we're all EGX out. And Matt, did you want to give your score for what you thought of it, or
I can only.
are you going to leave that for your article?
Well, I probably wouldn't do an article because I'm doing previews for each of the games I played, which annoyingly only maxed out at 10, pretty much.
Well, that's okay. That's not bad. That's probably more than I played.
Oh no! I just want to play more. I had like 50 games I wanted to get through. I'm like, shit.
So were you only there for, was it one day
I
or
was
2
only there
days?
for just the one day, which is
Just the
annoying.
one day.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose if you spent a while queuing for the bigger games, then 10's not too bad, really.
That's true. Yeah.
I don't think I managed
Yeah.
more than about that in a single day. So
I played 9, but one of them does include Star Fox on N64, so I don't know if that really counts.
Yeah, I don't know. I did enjoy my time. I'd probably put it at a high 8, I'd say, if not a 9.
Yeah, I think 8 or 7 or something around there is a respectable sort of score.
Very cool jacket from Insert Coin, so that was a plus.
Good man. Nice.
Yes.
yeah, no, I think I picked up a couple of t-shirts from there as well. So
Merchandise
Yeah.
is always good there, to be fair, EGX.
yeah, no, the insert coin guys are awesome as well. So yeah.
So, should we move into some other games we've been playing after that? Is there anything in particular you've picked up, Rich, that you'd like to talk about? Or
To be honest, it's mainly just been working my way through Super Mario Party, and just jumping on for bits of Mario Kart, bits of Crash Bandicoot. I've also
let's go for Super Mario Party then. What's your feeling so far on Super Mario Party? Because I've heard lots of mixed opinions on it so far.
Yeah, I mean, I think as I said towards the start, I've been playing Mario Party games since the very first one back on the 64. So this, I think, is the 14th different Mario Party game I've actually bought. I think I'm only missing one. I think I'm only missing one or two. And
which one are you missing?
I think the only ones I'm missing, I think, is for the game. There was one for the Game Boy Advance, only one, and it is. I've played it a couple of times, but it is by far the worst game in the series.
Oh, God.
It's worse than, honestly, it's worse than, if people thought ones from 8, 9, 10 were bad enough. This Mario Party Advance was far worse than that. Far worse.
Wow.
And I think the other one was they did a version for there's something called an e-reader.
Oh,
which
yeah.
Which was I think it only came out in
That was
Japan.
Game Boy Advance, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Game
it was
Boy
like
Advance?
it's like sort of a card reader you plugged into the Game Boy Advance. So you can plug in these cards and they add extra stuff to some of the games that you had. I think they had some cards for Mario Party and
there was something for Super Mario Bros. 3.
Yeah,
I believe there was some sort of scanning thing for that.
Yeah, I think there was. Pretty sure there was, but I've never had the opportunity to get my hands on one. So
must look into that. Might be able to
Yeah.
find one somewhere. I'm sure.
Find on eBay or somewhere, hopefully.
Yeah, interesting.
But so I've played probably more Mario Party games I should admit to, really. But
you are like the god tier of Mario Party, basically. Aren't you? You are the
Yeah,
Bidoof of Mario Party.
The fountain of all Mario Party knowledge.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, maybe not all of it, but
So with that knowledge, what is the Super Mario Party?
I'm actually really enjoying it. I actually think this is one of the best. I think this is one of the best Mario Party games I've played in years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I actually have the same opinion.
Actually, quite. I can see why some people aren't sort of moaning about it a little bit. I think mainly that's because with the actual boards, which is what sort of Mario Party is well known for, you only get 3 boards to start off with, and you have to unlock a couple more, and then that still only leaves you with 5. Whereas most previous games of the series, you've had at least that number or even more to start off with.
Wasn't it only just one more unlockable? It's the Kamek one, right?
I think so. Yeah, I thought there was 2 unlockable ones, but I might be wrong.
I've not unlocked any of those yet, but thanks, guys. Spoilers, you know. Oh.
Well, I've not spoiled the boards, but at least you know you've got something to work towards. So
yeah, that's true. Very true.
So yeah, and plus if you actually go and look at where it shows you the boards, you'll see 2 blank spots there. So it's not exactly a spoiler either.
All right then, fine.
But yeah, no, I'm really enjoying it, and I think the mini games are good as well. They feel fresh. Really, feels like feels like the game has gone back to its roots a bit.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Which I quite like. So I think the first sort of half a dozen games are the best in the series, quite easy. And I think it's, apart from the 3DS versions, I think it's the console versions have been going a bit sort of downhill since 5. So
I think this one is like a hybrid of the 3DS version meets maybe like a newer idea kind of thing. The fact that we've got the none of that stupid cart thing where we're all together in the same car is the best part of this game so far.
We have got the river survival modes though.
I've not played that yet. I don't know what that actually involves.
I think I've played that once, and it's essentially you've got your 4 characters sitting in a raft,
right,
trying to guide your way down this river. As you're going down, you'll see these balloons to aim for, and each balloon has a different mini game in it.
Right.
And I think there's a couple of mini games there which are unique to that mode. I don't think you can get it in normal board game play. So it's an interesting little mode, but it's quite limited. That one. But no, I mean, other than that, the mini games are pretty damn good. The three boards that are available to start off with, I've only played 2 of them so far, which is the Fromp Ruins and
that's
King
the one
Bob's
I played.
one.
I played the Fromp one. That's it. But
and there was a Bob on one as well, which we got going which we had playing at Game Fest.
Yeah,
and I thought they were pretty good boards.
Can I ask how long turns do you play on there, Rich? Just actually, because it's changed this one, hasn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot less turns now than in previous games, and there's also they actually give you a rough idea of how long each setup's going to be as well. So I think you can play. I think it's either 20 or 30 turns. I can't remember which.
It starts at 10.
It starts at 10.
Turn to the smallest one.
Yes, it starts at. I think it goes up in 5s after that. I think up to 30. So, and it takes. I think for each extra set of 5 turns takes about. They reckon about half an hour. So even a 10-turn one, you're looking at about an hour. And if it's a game where you're trying to introduce people to the series, having a 10-turn one is probably not a bad idea, really. I mean, in the original games, you'd be starting as sort of, I think lowest for the first few was 20 turns, and that would take you blooming ages. You could go as high as you could go as high as 50 turns in some of the early ones, and that's just ridiculous.
There are some other changes though they've added in here. There's stars only cost 10 coins.
Yeah.
Which is a big change.
That is the first time that's the first time in the series they've gone gone against the 20 coin mark, because paying 20 coins for your star has been there since the very beginning. So but then also when you actually start on the board, you only start with 5 coins as well rather than 10.
Yeah.
So yeah, so
It's reduced itself.
Yeah, so they've reduced the amount of coins you start off with, but then they've also reduced how much you need for the star as well.
And you don't get as much in mini games for winning them. I think like you can get 8 coins and then get 2 if it's like you can high five each other and get an extra couple of coins if you're playing team games. But
yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think that's how team games work, but not normal mini games. I think you can still get 10 coins for win on normal ones, unless you're doing a mini game which is coin based, where you collect as many coins as possible.
True, very true.
But
it's very similar to the 3DS version in terms that you can pick up allies as you go through.
Yeah.
And I've found if you play the longer turned mode, you can pick up the allies. The one that pick up the allies has the better chance of winning in theory.
Yeah.
So you've got more support there for the extra games that you can play.
Yeah. I like the fact.
Come on, Rich, sorry.
I was going to say, I like the fact that with the allies, when you do pick them up, you get to also use their dice blocks as well. Because that's another thing. Yes. That's another thing that's not really been much of a feature of previous games. And the fact is, you can either roll your standard dice block, which is now moving up to as many as six blocks.
Yeah.
Whereas in previous games you could move up to 10.
Yeah, that's it.
As well as
reduced it down, didn't they?
Yeah. But as well as the normal dice block, each character has its own unique block as well it can use. So like some, rather than having a couple of lower numbers like 1 and 2, you can have a block where if you land it, it gives you a couple of coins.
Yes, you can get you a couple of coins, or it can give you a higher chance of hitting like 10s or 9s or things like that.
Yeah,
but you've also got the chance to lose coins.
Yes, I think Rosalina goes up to 8. I think. I like Shy Guy's one, which is literally apart from 2 numbers, all the rest are just 4s.
But it's a bit more tactical though, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's the way you use it.
Yeah, and the way you use the items as well. You don't. For most of them, you do have to use on yourself, but there are a couple there which you can use on others to try and hinder them, especially if you're near a star and someone's just that little bit closer. If you pick up a poison mushroom, you can knock 2 off their next dice roll, and which might well stop them from getting that star. It means you could leapfrog them.
Yeah, you leapfrog.
Yeah.
But I think overall, I've actually really enjoyed Super Mario Party. I think it's very similar to like the first game, and at the same time, it's got that whole connection with the 3DS games as well, and other parts from other games.
Yeah,
I think they've sort of just mashed it all together quite well.
Yeah, and they've also used the Joy-Con features pretty good as well, I think. Yeah,
it's for each mini game they've got different aspects of the Joy-Con, and they've used even getting items out of a glass jar to use HD Rumble and things like that. So
that's really good.
Use different features available.
Yeah, because that one reminds me of one of the little games you get on 1-2 Switch.
Yeah, it's very similar.
Where you counted the balls in the cup or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So it uses the HD Rumble pretty well on that one, and also stake flipping as well, and the fact that you can tell exactly when you need to flip it over because the Rumble is more it's absorbed much longer, much more noticeable.
Absolutely, yeah.
So
overall, we're happy with Super Mario Party for the sounds
definitely,
of it.
Yeah.
I think we have to play a few more games, and I think we might try and get a few more people to sort of mingle with and play that with. It's much better as a multiplayer game.
Yeah.
And the computer is very strange in this game. It's like even if you set it to hard, they seem to do really stupid things.
Yeah, I've noticed that. But
there's the one in particular I found is like the computer needed like a 6 roll to hit the star.
Yeah.
And they got one. There's a item you can get which can basically choose 1 to 6 on it. For how far you go, and it only needed 6 to go, and it chose 5, and was like, why did you choose 5? So it's
Yeah,
like stupid things like that, and it's like, okay. So the
yeah, I
AI is
suppose
not quite
that's
there.
that's the Mario Party computer characters for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, it's also the fact that Mario Party doesn't have, unlike previous games as well, there's no, you can't set the characters to easy mode either. It's either normal, hard, or very hard.
Yeah,
That's right.
I've not even attempted very hard yet. So
I think a lot of people used to set like one character to easy and one character to hard, so they had a bit of a different combination. But you can't do that in this game.
That's
which is
pretty
no,
silly.
you've got to have them all the
Yeah.
same. You've got to have them all the same level.
Yeah. But hopefully you'll be playing with friends anyway, so you wouldn't have to worry about that so much.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
it's cool. But get your extra Joy-Cons and get your extra consoles. You can play the 2-player games and things. But
Oh yeah, of course. Because they're doing a Nintendo are doing a bundle, aren't they, of Mario Party and a pair of
extra
Joy-Cons.
Joy-Cons. But it was
That's due,
far too late.
Yeah, I think it's not due out till like, is it middle of next month?
Yeah, November it's out. So.
Yeah, and it was like, yeah, if you'd offered this at the start, I probably would have jumped on that package straight
Absolutely.
away. But
Yeah,
now
me
it's not. It's a good package for someone who wants to buy the game for Christmas, I think.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think it's a bit of a missed opportunity.
Mm. So, Rich, are there any other games you want to talk about quickly, or are you okay?
No, not really. As I said, it's mainly just been Mario Party and bits of Mario Kart and Crash I've been playing recently.
Right. Have you played Crash before? Just out of curiosity, is that?
I played Crash back on the original PlayStation again quite a while back, but I only really played Crash 1 and 3. I never really played the second game that much, so it's good because I've enjoyed sort of getting back to playing that properly. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm also I think the only thing I think they could have done with the Switch version, which they have done in other versions, is when you do time attack mode. On the Switch one, it plays out very much like it did on the PlayStation. You're given set times to reach, whereas I think on the version of the Crash trilogy on PS4 and on Xbox One, the times you go for the gold relics, platinum relics, whatever, are based on leaderboards, based on online leaderboards.
I don't know with that. I think
the PlayStation one is. I'm pretty sure I've seen it set out so that the times you get on them don't differ too much from the target times on Switch, but I think they do vary a little bit here and there depending on what.
I know for Crash 3, Crash 3 is slightly different because you need to unlock relics to unlock some of the extra levels later on in the game.
Yeah, I don't think it does it on the PS4 version for Crash 3, but I'm pretty sure on the original one it was using online leaderboards to base
Crash 1 and Crash 2 never had relics in it, so it's an added feature for these special games.
Yeah.
So I think maybe on those two games it might be possible, but I don't honestly know about it. But yeah, it's interesting. I'd like to find out, I must admit.
Yeah.
I'll try and beat your score then as well, so happy days.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I think the only, and in terms of sort of games I've purchased recently, the only one I've purchased apart from Mario Party in the last couple of weeks is I downloaded Celeste from the eShop.
Oh, nice.
I haven't got round to playing that yet, so I'm going to try, as I've got a free weekend, I'm going to try and get started on that because again I've been hearing some really good things about that game.
It's an excellent game. Yeah.
So yeah,
Matthew, are you ready to talk about your game?
Hopefully. I don't know what to say.
You was really surprised then, weren't you?
So what have I been playing? Well, I think I was talking about Kingdom Hearts maybe last time, or definitely the one before that one. Being annoyed by the pretty shitty bosses, I'm not gonna lie. But I managed to beat Ansem, the final boss for Kingdom Hearts 1. Very good.
nice.
Yeah, it was just annoying with the lasers. Anyway, moving on. I think I did the whole run about that last time. So then I started Chain of Memories because believe that was the next one that was released.
Oh yeah, you did, didn't you? Yeah.
God, no, I had enough of that game within like 5 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes.
Now, Chain of Memories, Matt. Chain of Memories was originally on the Game Boy
I know,
Advance, right?
and then it got ported
So the
to
PS4 version
is using the PS2
is just
version, the Chain of
is
Memories.
using the PS2 map, but with the ideas of the game from. It's a weird port. It's a weird port. Absolutely strange.
I don't know. It's
But
just
you need
like
to play it for the story.
Chain of Memories. Well, all I did was just catch up on the story through YouTube or something. There's no way I was gonna sit through like a 20-hour.
To be honest, you can completely miss Chain of Memories and not really get a lot from it. There's maybe like a
That's
couple
true.
like story bits in it, and that's about it. They're not really
Yeah.
necessary.
But nevertheless, just to catch up before I could play Kingdom Hearts 2, I thought it was better. Yeah, so Chain of Memories is just using like cards. That's the thing. So it could get more in depth. It probably will. But in a game like Kingdom Hearts, where like it's all fast paced, but now you have to sort out a deck simultaneously. It's just like I don't know. It just wasn't my cup of tea. I can't say if it's bad or good because I haven't played it enough. But
I just don't think it was ever really built for like a 3D game. It's just very strange that they played it from a 2D, 3D-ish game to a 3D game altogether. It just doesn't work very well.
But what I think does work very well is Kingdom Hearts 2. The opening is kind of ass because it takes 3 hours just to get to the title of the game.
Oh man!
After that, it really picks up. I think I need to get into doing like top 20 or whatever games of all time, and I think Kingdom Hearts 2 may top that. Not top that, but get into it.
Really?
It's just like, it's just so much better than Kingdom Hearts 1. It's just
Yeah.
So the main thing for me,
battle like wise and attack in when you're in battle with Sora, it's so much improved over the first one. In my opinion on it.
Just for reference, I think I'm around about level 38. So with the combat, it's just a lot more fleshed out. There's just a lot more variety. So in the first game, the most you could really do was summon attacks. But now in Kingdom Hearts 2, you still got summon attacks, but you've also got limit attacks, which is like when you team up with other heroes in your party. So for example, when you're in different worlds, you could team up with that hero from that. So you could team up with Aladdin.
Who's in? Aladdin.
Yeah.
So who else is in the Kingdom Hearts 2 one? Because I know there's.
Let's see.
Mulan.
So you could do a limit with Mulan. You could do it with the Beast from Beauty and the Beast.
Yes.
You could do it with Jack from.
Jack Skellington from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Jack Sparrow from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, Jack Sparrow. Sorry, I got the other Jack.
It's just, and I just feel the worlds. It's just more variety. So one of my favourites was the Timeless River, which was styled after the old 1920s cartoons.
Yeah, that's the best.
And had like the music, everything like the sort of washed out audio as well, which is lovely. I really love that world.
And the fact we got the best Disney enemy of all time in Pete.
Oh, I do like Pete. Pete's just a goofball, really. He's just
a goofball. But he's great. He just makes so many random jokes. There's just like, that's okay.
So like, pretty much, I'm enjoying everything better in Kingdom Hearts 2. Like, I only liked Kingdom Hearts 1, but Kingdom Hearts 2 is just like shot it up to a whole new level. And I'm really thinking I'm really thinking Kingdom Hearts 3 could be in one of my top 10 games. I'm really thinking that now. But then again, I need to get into a definitive top 10 list of myself.
I need to have a playthrough of a full game. I think I enjoyed what I played of. What I played of Kingdom Hearts 3, I really enjoyed, but I just don't. I think there's something like missing off of it at the moment.
To be fair, it's a demo. It's hard to gauge.
Yeah, this is what I'm meaning. I'd like to play the full game. I'd like to play the full game and get the full result of how it plays and things like that. But other than that, I really enjoy Kingdom Hearts 2, Matt, as well.
Yeah.
I must admit, it is a really, really good game, and I get what you mean when you're saying it could be in the top list. Top 20 is probably a fair shout for Kingdom Hearts 2, but at the same time, it does have a lot of issues.
Don't.
And the main issue altogether, the whole series is story. It is literally all over the place.
That's fair. Like, personally, in a way, I'm enjoying it just because it's pretty stupid. You know, I'm just loving the stupidity because you got all this stuff about Darkness, but then you've also got like Goofy and Donald talking about it. It's like they shouldn't be talking about that, you know. And you got Mickey as the king being really secretive and stuff. Like, it's just really stupid. I love it.
Oh, do you know where you are at the moment?
So like,
I'm trying to do it without spoiling.
So right
it.
now, I'm just re-exploring the worlds because I'm at a point in the game where you have to revisit worlds and do new episodes.
Okay, so you're not that anywhere near the end.
I don't think so, no. So don't spoil me, please. And I won't spoil it for listeners as well, because I think it is. It's just a top-notch game, really.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy to think.
Yeah, it's excellent.
It's just crazy to think how much better it is. I think. I didn't even mention the drive forms either. That's really cool.
Yes,
Yeah.
this is what I was going to say. That's like combat-wise, with those forms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna end it there. The other one was Xenoblade Chronicles 2 DLC, the tournament expansion.
Okay.
It's pretty great.
You're still playing that?
Yeah, I need to get back into it, and I'll get into why I haven't completed it in a bit. So gameplay-wise, it's quite similar to the main campaign, but it's streamlined. Because in the main campaign, you've got you can't control which blades you get, which are essential to the combat. So you have to go through core, and it's sort of like a gacha game, where you have to be lucky to get the good ones. And then you also you build up an army of blades, and then there's just like a lot of mixing and matching, quite cumbersome really, about which ones will be better, which ones need to be done for the field skills whilst you're out exploring. All the equipment that you need for all of the different blades and stuff. Whereas now in the tournament expansion, you've only got a set number of blades, and they're all crucial to the story.
Right. Okay.
So there's no need to worry about how much you need to do or what combos because they're always set. So whilst the main gameplay difference of Tournament Golden Country is very similar to the main campaign, there is a big difference or big differences. So one is like now it's mainly played in teams, so you can switch between a vanguard position and a support position. So in the main campaign you could only play as a driver, but now you can play as take control of both the driver and the blade. The one you're controlling is in the vanguard position, doing all the attacking, and the support supports the vanguard, basically. That's what it is.
Okay, I can't get
so like
saying,
the thing is, a team has a shared health bar. So when you get hit by a big attack, say, or whatever, you've got some recoverable HP that's marked in red on your health bar. So if you perform like a team switch, so you switch up the vanguard and the support, you'll be able to recover that health. So there's less chance for healing across your party because of the limited.
So you're taking damage, and you get to that point, and then you can switch characters over, and then you re-heal that amount.
Yeah.
Or?
So of course, like the switching action is on a cooldown, so you can't just switch it up.
Can't do it all the time, right? Okay, I'm with you. Yeah.
And of course, the amount of recoverable health does diminish over time.
It sounds kind of similar in a way to like Final Fantasy 13's like battle mechanics. I don't know if you got to switch to different modes to be able to heal, kind of thing. Like there's one mode for attacking, one for defending, one for healing and stuff like that. So it kind of got the same sort of aspect to it.
But yeah, what's it? So that's one bit of the aspect I like. So it allows for more creativity. I feel like it's more streamlined. It's just better to see, okay, so these are the combos I can do, rather than having to follow around ages just to get the right stuff in the main campaign.
Okay.
The other thing about combat, so like one of the things about the gameplay is specials. So you could chain specials together to so it starts off with a level 1 special that can evolve into level 2 and then a level 3. And if you do that chain combo from level 1 to level 3, then you get bigger damage at the end of it, right? Um,
Right.
in
Okay.
the
Yeah.
main campaign, you could only do set combos. So you had to do, say, a fire element special, and then another fire. No, it goes fire, water, fire. So you do a fire element level 1, level 2 that's a water element, and then a level 3 that's fire element to finish off the combo, right?
Right.
And that'll trigger like a special animation and stuff and whatever. But now in the tournament expansion, you don't have to abide by set combos. There are still set combos, like from the main game, like the one I just mentioned, the fire, water, fire. You can still
Yeah.
do that, and you could get extra damage from that. But you could just chain whatever specials you have. So it's really handy to
Okay.
trying to get elemental orbs, which are pretty crucial to starting a chain attack. Um,
Hmm.
so it's just easier and more streamlined. I'm keeping saying streamlined, but it's just more involved. I think it's just much more easy to try and get good chains up going. I think it's too easy because now every special grants an elemental orb, whereas in the main campaign it would always only be the level 3 special that would grant an elemental orb. But even saying
Okay.
that, I think if they did have that change, like only level 3s will grant elemental
Hmm.
orbs, that would still be much more fluent than the main campaign.
So it sounds a bit grindy at the same time to do
Not
this, though. Is it
Not
quite like?
really. Like of course you do have to wait a bit, to charge them in the battle, but it's
Yeah.
not. Okay, so that's the main gist of the battle system. I think if you did like the main campaign of Xenoblade 2, you'll still really love the tournament expansion. And it has a
Right.
really good battle theme. Like probably one of my favorite battle theme music of all time in tournament
This
expansion.
this this is all Rich's bag. This
Yeah.
is if you're
Yeah,
talking
Richard, have
music
you heard
and
the
Yeah.
battle
things.
theme for Tournament Golden Expansion?
Not
Oh
yet.
God,
No.
it
No,
is.
I need to check that out at
It
some point.
is a banger. Bloody hell. Anyway.
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah. No, the Xenoblade Chronicles music has
Oh
always
yeah.
been pretty damn good, but I know I've never really got into the games
That's
themselves
fair.
though. So, but I know sort of large games I've just never really caught my interest. So it's just, but yeah, I said the music is great. I mean, the Video Games Live tour I was talking about earlier, they've actually done some albums of music from those different
Right.
games, and on their most recent album, which I think came out beginning of last year, had a piece from I think is it Gower Plains or Gore Plains or
Oh.
whatever it's called
Yeah, from the first one.
From
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, they've done a full orchestrated
nice.
version of that. So I'll have to try and dig that out sometime. But yeah, I have also actually been listening to the Video Games Live to do like a do a Kickstarter every time they do a new album,
Mhm.
and they've just released their latest one to Kickstarter backers about 3-4 days ago.
Right.
So I've been listening to some of the Nintendo bits that they featured on the new album, and there's some really good Nintendo stuff on there this time. Really good.
Nice.
But unfortunately, the album's only out at the moment to Kickstarter backers. It's not available to. You can like pre-order it, but it's not available to buy and listen to for everyone else yet. So otherwise, I would have suggested putting them on the tracks on the end of tonight's show. But
Rip.
no, I think you'll when it does eventually come out properly, you'll like some of the stuff they've
Oh, I'm sure it
done to
will.
it this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, especially the Pokemon one. They've gone back to part of the Pokemon series that they've not touched. That's not been touched for a long time. And that is they've gone back. They've basically done a a new version of the original theme from the cartoon from the first series.
Ooh.
Okay.
They've redone. They've not changed the lyrics or anything. They've literally just re-recorded that. They've re-recorded that theme with a full orchestra, full choir, and they've got the original singer back as well.
Nice.
So
God damn.
yeah, I've had that and a certain Zelda piece on repeat for the last couple of days. Yeah, they're a bit bloody good. So
Oh damn.
yeah, I just can't wait for the album to get out.
I'm so glad that you two finally got a chance to meet, because you both love music just as equally.
Yeah.
It's just like,
I definitely need to try and get
It was
into
awesome.
more pieces. That's the thing.
Yeah, I'll say if you look up video games live and on
Yeah, I
YouTube,
think-
they've got loads. They're probably one of the better places to try off at first off in, because they cover pretty much all the mainstream stuff and they cover a few niche bits as well.
I think I've
So-
got some of the albums saved on my Spotify, actually.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I think I do have the Gal Planes thing on Spotify.
Yeah, I think it was on the most
I
recent
think
one.
level 5.
Trying to see because I've got the that's the most recent one that's out to the public. So yeah, because at the moment the one I'm listening to is level 6, so which is their newest
Right.
one.
Rich has leveled up.
Yeah, I can tell you a little story. If you got the if you got a list of the tracks from number 5 in front of you,
No.
you've only got that song. I was to say if the whole
Let me see.
if all the tracks from level 5 are on Spotify,
There should be.
yeah, if they are, there's a special Zelda track on there
Is it like
called
Celtic?
called a Celtic Link.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, Celtic Link.
Yeah.
Little bit of a backstory behind that. The person who actually came up with the idea for that version is a lady called Ema Noon,
Mhm.
and she's a conductor and composer of video game music in her own right. But she was also the first lead conductor for the Legend of Zelda Symphony Tour.
Ooh.
So she also conducted not only did she conduct the main symphony tour, she conducted the 25th anniversary concerts and the special one at E3 where she was playing to Shigeru Miyamoto and Koji Kondo as well.
Damn.
And yeah, I mean Ema's actually originally from Ireland, and as an offshoot from doing the symphony tour, she started this little music festival over in Dublin that's been happening for each of the last 3 years or so. And one of the features they had of that for the first couple of years was they got an orchestra from one of Dublin's universities, a proper Irish traditional orchestra, and she went and asked them to come up with some versions of mainly different Zelda themes. And so they've done like Irish versions of the Great Fairy Fountain, main themes from Wind Waker, Deku Palace from Majora's Mask, and they've also done a version of Zelda's Lullaby with lyrics, and all the lyrics are in Gaelic.
This sounds awesome.
I'll have to dig out the CD and let you guys have listened to it.
If you've got any links anywhere, Rich, we can add them to the description.
Yeah, I
Hopefully
can go find the links. I've definitely got that somewhere. I mean,
Cool.
they've actually ended up creating a full album of these Zelda Irish crossovers, and so yeah, they've got
the link, man.
They got I'll get you that ASAP.
Rich has got his connections, mate.
They've
He knows all the people that do like video games, music and stuff, and like festivals. Like he's like a pimp for music, basically.
Wow.
He's the best way to describe it.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it, I suppose, mate.
Ugh.
He's the Nintendo pimp. So,
Yeah. But yeah, I mean that's how the Zelda track on the Video Games Live album came about, was partly through that. So so yeah, no, it's it's awesome, and the product itself, I've backed it pretty much since day one, and yeah, it's just amazing.
But before you two go into any more like in-depth music like lists and things, I just wanted to do a quick thank you to both of you for coming to Southampton Game Fest and helping me out. Because
Anytime, mate.
It was amazing. It was probably one of the best events I think I've ever done.
Oh,
And about like the support of you guys doing like Mario Kart and helping us run the tournament, and just generally giving support for like moving tables and stuff for both of you. I've never seen something so funny as Matt trying to move tables from downstairs to upstairs at one level. He was struggling with after one movement.
Okay. I was tired after that Friday. All right.
Yeah.
So I came in here, and now you're saying, "Oh yeah, it was a bit of enjoyment." It's like Christ.
Well, to be fair on Matt, I wasn't much better trying to drag those tables back down after the event on Saturday, was I? Let's be fair. But like equally, like thank you both for you, and thanks to everyone who came along and said hi and things like that. There was a few people that mentioned the podcast, which was unexpected. So thanks for coming along.
Well, thanks for inviting us. Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
What did you two think overall? That's sort of. I've had lots of good feedback so far, but I just want to sort of get your opinions on it, kind of thing.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. But because of running the Mario Kart one, I just wish I'd had a little bit more time, I suppose, to go and actually check out some of the other stuff going on. But then I do that to myself every Game Fest. It always seems like if someone's doing Mario Kart tournament, I'll run it, and in the end that's most of my free time gone. So, but no, it was a good laugh. Yeah, I enjoyed that, and definitely I'd be up for doing that again next year.
The same here,
cool.
Pretty much. It was really well run. I mean, just like a lot of variety, nice community atmosphere seems. Just good games there as well.
Yeah.
All good.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I think what we want to do is build on the community sort of aspect a bit more, and try and get people playing a few more games like online every now and then, or maybe do a few more smaller events over the year. But it's so stressful to run these big events, and like from going to like I've been from Insomnia to EGX to running Game Fest in the last like 3 months, so it's been a bit of a crazy 3 months for me.
Yeah.
But, I have got so much more appreciation for like everyone who runs the bigger events now. The fact like I know how hard it is just to do a small event. The fact they can do these massive things and put on so much every single festival and things we go on, and then including like music festivals like you've been going to as well, Rich. It's like there's so much that goes into these sort of events, and so much hard work in the background to get things run and make sure everything runs smoothly. It's just great that it comes out well at the end, and you get that feedback that people had a fun time and really enjoyed it. So it's just really cool.
It's just a ridiculous amount of prep work that goes into some of these things is crazy. But then when you see people coming out and saying, we've had a damn good day here, and again, it's like whenever I go in to help promote any of these video game concerts, it's seeing the people coming out and actually enjoying what they've been listening to. That's what it's all about, end of the day. So, yeah.
Now, I'll be honest with you. Like the Southampton Game Fest itself, me and Patrick were on about making this our last event, and saying
really
we'll do this as this is the last. When we first set it up, we were like, we'll see how it goes, and like because we got so stressed with so many different things happening, with like people dropping out, dropping in, and things going wrong before we even started the event. So we were like, okay, we're going to make this our last one and maybe retire from events. But after we got like so much good feedback at the end and had such a great time running this year's event, I honestly don't think we can stop. So,
no, I don't think you can either, mate.
We've got a lot of good connections, and we're talking to at the moment about what we're going to do with it in the future. But it's still very early days, and we're definitely having a hibernation period for at least 3 months to decide after that. So, but I just wanted to put a quick message out to everyone, and thanks for the support and everything, and like even just a retweet or message to say thanks, and it was great. So just thank you. I thought I'd just mention there as what we've been playing section, because we've basically been playing lots of games there.
Yeah, good point.
We had like I was basically running three Xbox systems, 2 Switches, a Wii U, um, lots of other bits and pieces, and just making sure everyone else was running smoothly throughout the day. And that there was so much variety of different consoles we had during the day, and I think that's what made it really amazing, really.
Yeah, those little mini arcade cabinets. They were getting people going up to them almost all day, pretty much.
Basically, like bar top arcade machines that people had built and brought along for the day. One of them, I know the guys I spoke to said he's given them one of them's given to a children's hospital, I think he said.
Oh, nice.
Which is brilliant. He basically built it for them and said, look, you can have it after, but I need it for this event. So he's like, we brought it to Southampton Game Festival. He's going to give it to charity afterwards. So it was a really nice gesture for him, and it was really nice. So I'll try and share links, and I've shared a few photos on the Game Fest Twitter and Facebook page. So if you're interested in have a look a bit more into that, I'll share links in the description. But yeah, it's just such a great weekend, and I've suffered for it the rest of the week. I've been feeling really rough and stuff ever since, but it was a really good experience.
Yeah, as I said, you saw me on the day. I started off all right, and then
Rich was slowly dying.
I was slowly dying throughout the whole day. So by the end of it, I was done. I was just cream crackered.
We had to tag team Matt in to help run the tournament halfway through because Rich needed a break. And
yeah, it's funny. I watched that video that you guys put up on the Gaming Hub page. Was it yesterday or the day before? From TV.
It's a local TV company that has a small channel on Freeview.
Yeah, and it's funny when they filmed that games room, and then filmed the all the tournaments and Mario Kart taking place. They filmed it at the time when I was taking my break, didn't they?
Oh wow!
Literally that 20-minute break I had, that 20-minute break I took was when they were doing all the filming. It's like sod's flipping law.
I'll make sure they view you as the head of everything next time. Then yeah, yeah. So.
Nah, it doesn't matter, mate.
It's cool.
Just as I said, just sod's law. But oh well, never mind.
Cool. So thank you everyone, and go follow at Fest Southampton for future events, and also Hampshire Gaming Hub on Facebook as well. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah. I guess I guess we should wrap it up for this game what I've been playing section. But now,
yeah.
So let's move on to.
It fitted in there. It's all right.
We had a bit of a dip there. It's all right. So let's move on to our next section. So we are in the final section of this episode right now, which are mainly shoutouts and what have you. We don't have any listener questions, but that's nothing really new for us here. But what we do have are some shoutouts to some very good people in the community. So Rich, as our guest, do you have any shoutouts you'd wish to give?
I think maybe just a shout out to those who, as I said again, those who came along to the Southampton Game Fest and who actually took part in the Mario Kart tournament as well. It was good to see a good number of people having a go at the time trials, and then the semi-finals and the final worked out pretty good too. So so thanks to them, and also anyone listening who was at the Nintendo Players Meet over in Portsmouth last weekend. We had a good laugh playing. Yeah, I think that went pretty well. Again, I tried to focus on the on Mario Party side of things, and we ended up we did a little bit of Super Mario Party, but we ended up mainly diversing into some of the older games. And one of the guys, Jaden, brought his GameCube along with him, so we got some Smash Bros. Melee going as well.
Nice.
Pretty good, I think. And we've got our next event penciled in as well at the moment. We've got it penciled in for Sunday the 2nd of December.
Cool.
So what we're doing
down for that then.
Yeah, what we're doing, I've got no idea, and because I got it penciled in while I was out the weekend, the other two who run the group with me, yeah. But yeah, Adam and Kat actually don't know about it yet. So
So you're running an event on your own then?
I just asked the venue what dates they had near Christmas, and they said they could do Sunday the 2nd. I said, well, yeah, pencils in for now. Well, I can discuss that with them. So it's just a penciled in date. So there's nothing major.
If people wanted to find out more information about that, where do they go?
They can go if they go onto Facebook and search Nintendo Portsmouth. We're easily located on there. Again on Twitter, I think the handle is at Nintendo Ports, but I'll just double check that while I'm here.
If not, we'll add it to the description anyway, so you can click on there.
I think I've got it. Yeah, I've got it here somewhere. I'm just literally just trying to go into my profile to actually try and find it.
Oh god, this is live action profile hunting with Richard Stokes.
Oh boy.
It doesn't help that the link I've got in my bio says.
Click on the Twitter page.
It doesn't help the link I've got in my bio says this page does not exist.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I think it's because we've changed the Twitter handle and I haven't changed it on my profile yet. So.
Never mind. We'll find it and we'll add it anyway. So yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Any other shout outs, Rich?
Nope, that's it, I think.
Cool. Right. Matthew, do you have any shout outs? You look pretty blank on your page.
I don't really have any shout outs, I'm sorry. Well, I guess another one to Southampton Game Fest, and I think me and you, Jack, are sharing a shout out from some people as well, but I'll let you take that.
Yes. Okay, so I got a lovely message last week from a listener, of all people. I was like, wow, we have listeners.
So, what world we live in?
Which is a surprise. This is a message to Lee Beat and all his family, who apparently have listened to all our episodes and they really enjoy it. Just want to say, yeah, thanks for listening, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and we dedicate this whole episode to you, and hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, thanks for getting in touch. And if anyone else wishes to get in touch, please feel free. We always like to listen to feedback and what you think. But I think you guys are from Birmingham, so that's a little bit north from where we are. But it's if we ever get a chance to come say hello and another EGX or something, maybe we can do something like that. Yeah, thank you very much to the Beat family, and I'm sure we'll hear from you soon. Cheers.
Yeah, very much ditto there from me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for swearing, by the way. I realise it's like family friendly, but like,
sometimes it just slips out.
It does,
especially when we do these podcasts quite late. This one's a later one than we normally do, isn't it?
So apologies for that. Right. I guess that wraps it up for shoutouts, right? Or
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay. So I guess time for just plugging stuff where people can find you and whatnot. Rich, where can people find you?
They can find me on Twitter at Rich Stokesy, or if they're after the music page, again that's on Twitter as well, and that is at We Love Game Music.
We do. And we all love game music.
Yeah, and I've also remembered the Twitter handle for the Nintendo Portsmouth page is at Nintendo Ports.
Mm-hmm. Nintendo Ports. You've also check out the Nintendo UK one as well, because there's all sorts of links to all events around the country. So if you do fancy going to a Nintendo event, and there might be one near you, so have a look on their website. Yeah.
Right, so Jack, where can people find you?
They can find me on the internet, currently dressed up as a Goomba pirate in black and white Undertale-like style on Twitter at Gorney7789. Also on Facebook at the same location, and also on YouTube at Gorney7789, youtube.com/Gorney7789. I've not uploaded a lot for a while, but I did put a few Pokemon videos, which I've been putting up slowly last couple of weeks. I do have a lot of videos to still edit to go up soon, so hopefully there should be some more going up on there. But other than that, you can listen to me on the podcast. So, Matthew, where can I find you and the podcast?
You can find me on Twitter at Acegibbo, Acegibbo. Please, but by the time this episode goes up, it will probably be like a couple of days before I launch my EGX article, which really should have been out a fair number of weeks ago. But to be fair, I am not the best at being productive, so that's why. If I was, then I would have already launched a blog on my own ages ago, eons ago.
I think the fact that a lot of these games are still coming out around now, I think you can get away with it.
No, I'm not even buying them. That's the thing. I don't have like the time or money.
Other people might though, and they might want to know your thoughts on it. So
I was just saying for me. Yeah, keep in touch with me there. Like that's all my big stuff. I'm thinking of doing a Discord page for myself. I know we have the Discord ourselves,
no one uses.
No one uses. No. But I think I'm doing one for myself as well. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe you can re-inherit that one. I don't know.
Who knows? Right. As for the podcast, so you can find on social media. You can find us on Twitter and Facebook. Just search for N Podcast System. As for listening, well, of course, the place you're listening this podcast from, whichever know but me. But just in case if you're interested in seeing where else we are at, you can find us on YouTube, Podomatic, iTunes, and Spotify, as well as Google Play. Feel free to just subscribe, leave us a review. It would be greatly appreciated. All that stuff. I think we're one subscriber away from reaching 100 on our YouTube channel, which has taken too long.
Nice.
I felt like I should have worked harder to try and like got it up to 100 as fast as possible. But I mean, that it's still small, but I'm still happy with it. You know.
I'm so gonna clip that.
Good to know we have mature co-hosts on the show. Anyway, so that about wraps it out for episode 58 of Nintendo Podcast System. Rich, what is the music closing us out?
This is a version of the Hyrule Field theme from Ocarina of Time.
And you'll be hearing that around about right now. Once again, Rich, thank you so much for coming onto the show. It's been a great honour having you on, talk all things Nintendo.
Yeah, it's been great to finally jump on and do a podcast for you guys. So
finally,
hopefully the first of many.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome back anytime, man.
Welcome back anytime. Yeah.
Cheers, guys.
So with that, that pretty much wraps it up from all of us here. We hope you all enjoyed listening to this episode of Nintendo Podcast System, and happy gaming.
Happy gaming.
Happy gaming, folks. I mean, I know other music fans who do podcasts. I've been trying to see if we can collaborate on something for a while, and that hasn't paid off yet either. So
scheduling's always a pain, but
yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
I think
it's
It'll
cool.
probably be at this rate, it'll be about 2020 before I do another one. So at this rate, we might just about have left that so-called what's that thing called? The EU, apparently.
the Wii U.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Wii U.
Yeah, that
Wii
thing.
U.
Yeah, that thing.
The Wii U.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's going on Twitter.
The other thing's a dirty word.
Ah,
According to Rick, they're going to leave the Wii U.
ah.